What's going on, world? It's your boy Gemini Brown here, back with another episode of Nalo Cake and Knowledge. Today, we start a new series, and we'll be covering sun through houses. For all my new subscribers, if you don't know, I have a playlist where I covered sun through signs, okay? And a large part of that covers your soul's purpose, all right? Because my brand of astrology is a bit more in depth. We focus on some different things. So I would definitely check that out, okay, and then match that up with what we talk about in Sun Through Houses. So I've also done a first house series already where I covered all the planets in the first house. So I won't be starting with Sun in the first house. Being that it's Cancer season, I'm going to start with Sun in the fourth house, okay? And before we really get into it, so being that we covered signs, right? This is a constant reminder. Sign is the expression, okay? If the planets are actors, the sign is the role that the actor is playing, okay? Above all, it is the energetic expression of that planet, okay? The house is the stage, the area of life where this is taking place. Okay, so in terms of sun, this energy is going to manifest in making us feel purposeful. Okay, it is going to enhance our ego. All right, and if it's and at its lower end, it's if its sun isn't well placed and things like that, and you're lacking confidence and lacking direction, study of your sign and your sun sign and this house placement can show lots of information. Okay, so we're starting with sun in the fourth house. And I'm sure we know by now that sun is the soul. It represents that true will, okay? That divine masculine expression within us. It represents our father figures. It represents our career, okay? And really it's the most conscious part of our personality. Okay? The things we can strongly identify with, positive and negative. Fourth house. Fourth house is the house of home. It's the house of mother. Psychological conditioning is strongly associated with the fourth house. So it's giving us insight to one's home life, but as well as from a childhood aspect, whatever planets here, went into the person's conditioning and their overall outlook on the world. Okay? So let's get into it. People with sun in the fourth house, your ego, your confidence comes from your family and the ability to know that you have a place to call home. I love it. Like, what's that expression? Home is where the heart is. It goes perfectly with it. Okay? I'm the king of my castle. All right? That is sun in the fourth house. So, with that said, the family dynamic obviously has a huge effect upon this person. So, more times than not, what I've seen is that sun in the fourth house, because sun is not debilitated here, or I don't really want to say weakened because it's a good placement, but sun can't be out where it wants to be. Its true will isn't as easily expressed. So these are late bloomers. These are people who find their niche or their thing later in life. Not that they don't ever get success, but it's just not going to come early because you're so introverted. All right? Now, don't get me wrong. When I say introverted, it doesn't mean that this person isn't social or anything like that. It just means that their true self comes alive around their family and things like that. So, for Sun in the fourth, like I said, most times I don't really see the person's father being a strong influence in their life. One of two things happens. Depending, because we gotta look at conjunctions and aspects. The relationship, mom could shadow the relationship with father. You can be just this person that is completely like all about your mother, or your mother can be completely dominating in the fact that she never let your father really, do what he was supposed to do. All right. So on one side, we can have like this strained relationship with father, which affects the development somewhat. Then on the other side, we have mothers who take on this fatherly role. So this is if you're the first child born to a single mother, you more than likely have son in the fourth, and especially if you guys spent like the first 5 years of your life just you and her. Okay, there's this very immense bond towards mom. Okay, mom gives you a lot of your ego. And mom, with son being creativity, a lot of your creativity comes from what your mother teaches you. Okay, what's the easiest thing for a woman to teach her child to do? Cook. So for a man, a lot of male chefs are seen from son in the fourth. Okay, women in general, women too, and people in general. But one of the things, even if you're not an actual chef, a man with son in the fourth is someone his mother definitely taught him how to cook for himself and be self-sufficient. And then when we throw the sign in here, this is where it's gonna get interesting, and you can really see the expression. But like I said, with sun in houses 4, 8, and 12, you don't really know these people. You don't really know these people because they don't show much of them true selves out in the open. All right. So you can say this person has, all right, moon in the first, I don't know, a sign, but then they have sun in the fourth. You're not really going to get to know. You're at face value, I'm like, man, this is a really compassionate, caring person. They're a good listener and things like that. Then when they let you into that fourth house, you'll see like, man, this person is a neat freak. They're quite, controlling in their space. You'll see how that conditioning has affected them. All right. Career wise, what I'm noticing, like, um, sun in the fourth, like technology and things like that are helping you guys so immensely. All right. Career wise, this can signify somebody who does work from home. So it can be an accountant, it can be an artist. Like, this is really famous for, this is a really great position for an artist too, because a fourth house for me, I also like to look at it as the front of your mind. Okay, that immediate emotional expression. So when sun comes here, part of your makeup is to express yourself creatively. So whether it be a poet, whether it be a novelist, whether it be a painter, okay, sun in the fourth house can be seen through these careers because the the creativity or the work takes place in the comfort of your own space. All right. Um, yeah. So with that, and like I said, with that, the new wave of internet, like, I'm seeing like a lot of people who are like bloggers, people who run their own website and things like that. Uh, that really work from home have sun in the fourth. So I think the new age is definitely good to you guys. As far as lessons are concerned, this is great. This is what I want you guys to really hear. This is where you really need to take into account your sign, the sign. Okay, fourth house. The next thing it shows is that, especially in the present, say if your sun is in Leo, your sun is in Cancer. I would other signs, if Jupiter's aspected in here or conjunct, very much a lot of your purpose is establishing your identity as a parent, okay, or establishing your roots, your home life. Okay, so in one scenario with sun in the fourth, we have someone who, they grew up in a broken home, okay, knows what it's like to be damn near homeless, hungry, and all those things. This person, you know, granted they have good ambition and focus, as they get older, their main purpose will be to create for themselves the home they never had. All right. And this same scenario can be said for the relationship with the parents, for the men, who maybe your father wasn't in your life. This is why, so you make it, your duty to be not just a good father, but an overall parent, and that over extends into, you being that nurturing motherly kind of parent, even as a man. Okay. Um, so a lot of the lessons here are wrapped up in establishing one's family foundation or home life. And with signs like Pisces or Sagittarius, Gemini, I would say all the mutables. Yeah, I would definitely say all the mutables. Um, you could be it's probably in your best interest to relocate, move. If you're born in New Jersey, move to California. If you're born in India, move to the United States. You're going to come into your own ego from being in your own space and establishing that. Okay. Fourth house also deals with comforts and convenience. So like I said, these people are very much so concerned with making their home big and beautiful, and just to their liking, just to their liking. And it can, they can be extravagant, but but that's the thing, that's where their ego is going to come from. All right, you can have someone who's humble in a lot of other spheres of life, but when it comes to their home and bring you in, you see their true self come out. All right. One more thing I'll add is that sun in the fourth can, all depending on the sign, that where the conditioning comes in, you can be too attached. You can be too attached to your family. So another lesson here is about breaking away. All right. If you're in a fixed sign, it can still mean very much of the same. Um, you just really need to see how you're going to fulfill your purpose. All right. Because if you're that person that grew up in your town and you stayed there, yeah, even if you buy your own house, you'll be fulfilled, but you won't be all the way fulfilled because, like I said, you need experience. You need to get out there and travel. All right. So, guys, this is my interpretation of Sun in the fourth house. I'm not really sure if I'm just gonna go in order or I'm just gonna go opposite signs, but we're doing Sun through houses. I'm excited. Uh, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, feel free to do so. Until next time, peace.